Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. As always, want to give thanks to our patrons. We couldn't do it without you guys.
A huge help. Thank you so much.
Exclusives up there each week. We have a few things working.
Indeed, we do.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot going on, but I felt like we had to cover some things that are hot topics right now. Syrian army in crisis. Communication devices explode amid rebel advances. As Syrian rebels gain more territory, dozens of wireless communication devices, including pagers and walkie-talkies, have exploded within Assad regime's forces. Wait a minute. Is this a deja vu? Didn't that just happen before to some different group? I think one can make assumptions about what's really going on here. As you see, they've entered Aleppo itself. There are videos out showing the Syrian forces in retreat, the official army forces in retreat and leaving cities. This is an interesting and curious development. Here, you have a former senator, Richard Black, that claims the U.S. funded the salaries of all the combatants in Syria who are classified as terrorists or rebels. He asserted the U.S. provided them with arms, logistics, vehicles, and other supplies. And if it's the U.S. doing that, who else is by their side? You know who it is. El-Ra is. Yes, absolutely. Meanwhile, when I saw this reminded me exactly of what the Polish psychic Christoph was saying. He says, well, this is from RT. It says the West is plotting to occupy Ukraine. Plans are being made to freeze the conflict by sending in 100,000 foreign troops, perhaps to act as peacekeepers, quote unquote. Well, this is exactly what he saw. Now, he could be astute and, watch closely the news and say, well, it looks like this is a likelihood. But, he's been right on a lot of other things. And then wrong, too. There are so many different timeline possibilities in play. But this was what he was looking at and saw would happen. And then there would be an escalation that would include Poland and Lithuania. So, again, just for your information. Meanwhile, Florida has introduced a new bill aiming to ban chemtrails. Chemtrails. It's not. Wow. Chemtrails are not happy trails. No, happy trails, chemtrails, not the same thing. And you wouldn't want to wish anybody happy chemtrails too. No. We won't even go there. It just doesn't sound right. Weather modification activities. Okay, what type of Wikipedia are we going to get on this? But it's fact. It's declassified fact. I mean, it's admission. You literally have military officials talking about this. So why are you still putting up the Wikipedias? Anyway, Senator Elena Garcia legislation comes amid claims that hurricanes Helene and Milton, which were caused obviously massive destruction in Florida, but also up in North Carolina in the case of Helene, were manipulated. Do you support this bill? Absolutely. Hello. There you go. We'll like and we'll repost this one. Yeah, this is part of the Great Awakening. This is way overdue. Tennessee already did this, by the way, and so then there will be two. Meanwhile, a Rothschild family member died in the LA house fire. Interesting. Wealthy Rothschild. Is there anything but wealthy Rothschilds? I don't know. I don't think so. Is that something that's an impossibility? Well, you never know. Sometimes families argue. But anyway, people are wondering about this. Was there anything here more than meets the eye? Meanwhile, Russia hopes Damascus will restore order in Aleppo. Because just in case you don't know, Russia is aligned with the Syrian government. Russia has a naval base there in Syria. So when you see the Russian, basically partners, allies, they are allies, being attacked, it's just obvious, this is an escalation of the greater conflict that's underway. And meanwhile, Amazon workers in over 30 countries are planning to strike and protest on Black Friday, which is now. So happy Black Friday, everybody. And that is about getting in the black and being out of the red, because many businesses traditionally would not have made money until this point in the year. And if you want to talk about, well, how long does it take to pay Uncle Sam or taxes in any country that you are in? For most, it's somewhere in the end of April or through May. And if you're in California, it's probably longer than that. You're probably working half the year for taxes. And again, in the UK and Canada, it's probably even worse. The Australian Parliament did vote to ban social media for under 16s. This is a world's first law. So there's only a few platforms that kids will be able to go on. The law will make platforms including TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, X, and Instagram liable for fines of up to 50 million Australian dollars for systemic failures to prevent children younger than 16 from holding accounts. This just feels like some more, censorship. It's really what it does feel like. Of course, there's a lot of things out there that are predatory in nature. There's a lot of things kids have to be, parents should make kids aware to steer clear from. But kids tend to do what kids will do, and they tend to be a little defiant. So, here you go.
Mm-hmm. Well, when it comes to our children, we should always have safeguards in place, and the parents should be watching after those safeguards and just double checking to make sure they're working, because I have heard of children breaking through those safeguards despite there's things there that should keep them protected. They're able to get through it. But then, you have to look at this part where everything that they do, the laws that they come up with, we're protecting you. Anytime the government wants to protect you, I don't know, you got to kind of double take that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always alternative means and methods, modes, and other things that they're looking to institute right after. So you had mysterious lights over Capitol Hill sparking fears of UFOs in Washington. Feels like we're going back to, was it the 50s in D.C. or the 40s? I think it was in the 40s. Here you go. Now, this was debunked as just simply reflections right here. And, is it just lens reflections? It may well be. But, in some people's minds, some people have such a short attention span. They look at this and mentally just categorize every UFO incident as just being swamp gas, reflections, nothing to see here. And this is what the system is really, really hoping for. This is also DC, and this is at the timing of that incident. And this is, showing 4 unusual lights from a totally different angle from somebody's balcony. So, when this is how it works, though. One person debunks, and probably half the people won't look any farther, maybe more. And, even though the debunking is wrong, it still works, even when it's wrong, just because so many people have such short attention spans.
Well, that's why when you look at it and you look a little bit further and you feel inside of you, well, is there another being in there watching, or is there another being there observing? So there's other layers to look through, building your discernment, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we were blessed to have first-time sessions with a couple of regular family members that have been following us for years. Well, one anyway for forever, and the other one a little bit newer. But what we see with people that we're talking to now at this point in time is that it seems that almost everybody we talk to, they're having regular, what would be categorized as paranormal experiences. But, this is whether you want to call it the thinning of the veil or the merging of dimensions or the end of one age, the beginning of another, it's kind of all the above.
It is, and people are just going through so many experiences, and they're going to their medical care professional, and they're saying, well, I have these things going on, and again and again and again, there's never any answers. They keep coming back empty-handed, and the professional doesn't know why, and the person who's going doesn't know why. But you know what? This is a dimensional, energetic type of situation, and it's not going to be understood for a very long time. You have to find people who understand that type of energy to get any answers.
Yes, absolutely. So the Coast Guard has an operation underway, Operation Deep Freeze Deployment. It's for the Polar Star. Last time this operation lasted 136 days. They're going to provide logistical support to those that are stationed in Antarctica. Oh, what is really going on there? And Antarctica... Oh, there's so much there. There's so much hidden. And we've touched on that in other videos. Go back to when you had the Pope, the head of the Eastern Orthodox Church. You had John Kerry heading down there. You had, President of the U.S., the President of Russia, all heading down there. What are they going to Antarctica for? Well, I'll tell you what. They're going to get instructions. They're going to meet with ETs. Laugh it off, but that's actually the reality.
Mm-hmm. And then here you have a kitty trying to play with its human. He's trying desperately. He knows this is a fun game. He's tried it personally. Well, why isn't human having fun?
Yeah, he's like, come on, you do it to me. Now I'm going to do it to you. Absolutely, guys. Thanks for your support. Look forward to your comments. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.